It's a Monday, and thank you so much for tuning into Ubuntu channel. And we are back live, of course, on Ubuntu Lifestyle, just like every other Monday. My name is Lawrence Mlungu, and I'm going to take you through this program that we have this evening. Again, it's another exciting program, but today, something different. It's Money Matters on Ubuntu Lifestyle. Now, we are looking at a topic a discussion we have dubbed living within your means. And I am hosting Mr. Prince Mukupa, who is going to just help us understand what that means and how we can do that and achieve it. Because obviously all of us want to live debt free, with financial freedom, and etc. etc. So, like I said, thank you so much for tuning in, and you are joining us live on YouTube. You are joining us live on Facebook, also on Twitter, and we are live. Please click the share button and let everybody know that Ubuntu Lifestyle is back on. Prince, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Lawrence.
It's a pleasure to have you on the program.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure too.
So, dear viewers, our guest today is going to be joining us live via phone call. Obviously, we should be able to hear his thoughts on the matter, and we should be able to share some ideas in that way this evening. Prince, let's start from
Sure.
the beginning. When someone talks about living within their means, what exactly are they talking about?
Okay. No, thank you so much, Mr. Lawrence, for that beautiful question. Actually, living within your means, like we know, it's about finances. Nearly on
Mhm.
our everyday life, we depend on finance in order to have a smooth running of our daily needs. So it's actually having enough to cover all your expenses to to ensure that all your needs are met. So what we are dealing with here is about the word need and not want. So most of the time, our focus when it comes to live within our
Hey,
means, it can be about need. What is it that we want on a daily basis to be met within our needs, not our wants? So living within your means is identifying what you need on a daily basis with what you have, with the amount of money which you have, not living a fantasy life. So Mr. Lawrence here, we're not talking about fantasy, but we are talking
mhm.
about real life needs. So needs which are needed on a daily basis, like we need food. Food also comes in a different aspect.
Yeah.
There's food which today we can call maybe pizza. Pizza is not something maybe you can live on a daily basis. It depends maybe on a social life or maybe where you come from. In different countries, maybe others would live on a pizza, but in that society of theirs, if pizza is a need on a daily basis, you have to live within that means of the pizza. So let's talk about maybe in where you are coming from, let's say Zambia. Zambia daily needs, you realize maybe there's rice, there's shima, and the other relish that are needed. So those are your daily needs, and you need to live within those your needs. So here it's about the amount of money that you get, either on a daily basis, weekly basis, or monthly basis. So you need to function within that amount of money. So that is living within your means. If you exceed that, you're not living within your means, meaning you're not living within your income. So it's about living within your income, not above what you're able to produce on a day or a week or a month. That's
Now,
what is within your means.
Many may argue and say, well, everybody, of course, wants to live within their means. Everybody wants to live debt free, to live because obviously, when we exceed our means, we have to find ways of covering for the excess, and most likely someone is borrowing. Now, before we even talk about the borrowing and the like. Uh,
Yeah.
how do you cover for the you are trying to live but within your means, but how do you cover for the excess in terms of needs that you have? For example, you have something that has come unplanned and you have to still sort it out for you to survive. How do you do that? and maintain your status as someone who is living within their means.
So you were trying to come up again. I missed on that one. Sorry.
I am saying, you of course have an income, huh? And you obviously have needs. You set out your needs, and you find that what you have, other words, your means, cannot contain with all your expenses or all your needs that you need to pay for. How do you balance? How do you balance the gap, the difference?
Okay. So in everyday life that we get to have, every human being fights. Okay, you get to have different experiences or outcomes that will definitely just be best out. Why? Because it's a normal life that we live in. So you will definitely experience things that just pop out. So within those incomes that you are getting, every human being should now need to know what is called the aspect of saving. So the saving aspect is very much important for every human being. You may realize that even the government has got things which they call as emergency accounts. Why we keep throwing something into those accounts just to ensure that there will be a day when calamity will fall. So even you as a human being, we need to have these savings accounts. It may be a small dollar that you're putting in, a small quarter that you're putting in. But trust me, there'll be days like funerals, which just pop up without your expectation. Sicknesses pop up. So it's all covered within issues of savings. So we should all adopt the aspect of saving. It's a very serious thing that we all need to adopt as a culture. We need to have that culture of saving because there are many things that just pop up over the sudden. So saving is one of them.
Okay. You have brought out the issue of saving already. I was planning to go into that later on, but since you've brought it up, let's just go into it. Obviously, that's one of the ways in which can help someone live within their means. But what other aspects can they look at so that they can be able to harness all the income that they have and be able to only utilize the income for things that really they need?
Okay, so maybe to live within your means, there are issues of setting up even budget. So set up budget before you start your spending. So
Okay.
you don't really need to look at it. Let's say you're earning $100 on a monthly basis. So you need to plan. Okay, this is what I earn on a monthly basis. I earn $100. So within that, make a budget out of it and ensure that all your needs are met, and then also your saving is put into that aspect. From there, we have issues of also tracking how you are spending. You also need to track your spending. There are situations where you go on the market and you have written down a budget. So, okay, I'll need meal, I need rice, I'll need this. And then all of a sudden, you realize that as you go on that market, there are things which other people give you discounts. So once you do your shopping and there's some change that has remained in, that change, you shouldn't go and just throw it and get something else, but learn to go and save it because there's always a tomorrow which is always coming. So make sure that there's the aspect of saving, and then make sure also you're living on cash and not on debt. If you're always trying to live on debt, you're actually living, you're eating your tomorrow. You're not actually living within that time that you have. You're chewing for tomorrow.
Okay, Prince, are you still there? Prince, can you get me? Okay, we seem to be having a slight challenge with the phone call. with our guest, that's Mr. Prince Mukuka. But all the same, we are beginning to get some insights over how to live within your means. And obviously, thank you so much for tuning into Ubuntu channel. My name is Lawrence, and I'm still hosting Prince. And obviously, we are looking at a very interesting topic, which talks about living within your means. Prince, are you back?
Yes, sorry, network just disconnected me. Sorry for that.
Awesome. Good to have you back. So you can continue with your thought.
Sure, sir. So how to live within your means? There's 5 or 6 points that are created up how you can live within your means. So number 1, I said you need to learn to set a budget. And then number 2, you need to actually track your spending. Number 3, you need to save before spending. Because if you save before your spending, like we said earlier on, the emergencies that come up, so saving is part of it that you really need to work on. Number 4, live on cash and not on debt, because if you are actually utilizing the money that you have and living on the same money that you have, and like the money that you do not see, you realize that you are actually going to live within your means and not outside your means. You don't need to eat your future, you need to reserve your future. So I will not talk much about debt, because we'll come and talk about the dangers of living outside your means. That's why we're going to find issues of debt. So also number 5, avoid impulse spending or buying, where you just go in the market because you love this product, you love this food. It wasn't on your budget, you end up getting it. Those are dangers that get to affect and make you live outside your means. Maybe just to add on a 60th thing is it's not bad to actually ask even for discount. Discount is one of the most important things. Also, if you go in the market, learn to negotiate. In as much as you have put up a draft and say, this, I'm going to buy it for $1, but if it's less than that, it's well important you negotiate and bring the price down. In that way, you have felt something and we are still functioning within your means. Yes, sir.
Awesome. Now, when I look at all the 5 points that you've highlighted, there is one that comes that rings so much of a bell, and I'm sure you picked on it also. You say we are going to talk about it later, but I thought maybe let's just bring it a little bit closer. When we talk about living in debt, I think this is one thing that has affected a lot of people out there. A lot of people are living in debt. They have got loans and loans for this and that and the like. But Prince, I want you to share with us: is it wrong to borrow? Okay. Again, we seem to have lost Prince. Obviously, network is not our best ally at this point in time, but the show must go on. Thank you so much for joining us on the Ubuntu channel, and we continue to give you the very best of programming throughout the week as we try to educate you, entertain you, inform you, and also hear your views like we do each and every Saturday, where you have to share your views on my point of view. Today is a Monday and it's a lifestyle program, and we are talking about living with joining us from somewhere within the country, I should put it that way. But Prince, I was asking you a question before the call dropped. Is it wrong to borrow?
Pardon?
Did you get the question?
No, the next just went mute, so I didn't get that one. You were talking about debt. Is it possible?
Okay, yeah. So I was asking you, do you feel it is wrong to borrow money, going to debt?
Okay. So borrowing is not even wrong to start with. Borrowing is very important. Many people borrow, governments borrow, companies borrow. borrowing is always with a purpose. If you borrow with a purpose, then it is something good. But most of the time, a lot of people who want to live outside their means, they tend to borrow in order to cover up or to create a certain impression. Why? Because maybe they want to appear expensive. So the reason why they're borrowing. So in that aspect, it is never correct to borrow. Why? Because you are always just putting up a certain face which is not you. But maybe there's a funeral that has come up, and looking at what you save is not amounting to what is needed. So therefore, it allows you to go and borrow with a view that this is the reason what has made me to go an extra mile to go and borrow. So do not borrow because you just put up certain faith or pretense to show, giving impression that I am doing it, I am making it. In that way, it's a wrong thing.
Maybe let me put it this way. Since you've said it is not wrong, but for other reasons, some reasons might make it wrong. Some reasons might make it okay. So let's just split the question into this. First of all, what are the right reasons to borrow? Then what are the wrong reasons to borrow? Maybe let's put it this way.
So what are the right reasons to borrow? Let's say you want to enter into farming, you want to do agriculture, and your agriculture, you want to plant soybeans. So with the view of planting soybeans, and then when you look at your calculations, it may be telling you you need a 50,000 kwacha to invest into your soybean production. And when you do your calculations very well, for argument's sake, let's say give you a profit of 100,000. So that's the right motive to borrow. Why? Because you want to expand your business. You want to improve from where you are to something better. And then the second part is you want to borrow because you want to put up a certain impression. Maybe because you want to impress a girlfriend, you want to impress friends. And most of the time, you want to impress our peers, our friends. So let me show them that I bought a new car. You go and borrow just to get a new car. Trust me, that car is not an asset. It's actually a liability that is consuming from you. It's stealing even the little coins that you are invested in. And the worst part of borrowing is, Mr. Lord, that aspect of borrowing is like that. Not actually your property. Why? Because you do not have the money to show for that car. So anytime when the lender comes to you and demands for that's different from him. That is always borrowing for a wrong motive. That one is sure.
Okay. Thank you so much. Let me take time to request the viewers out there that you are free to share your views and expressions right on the platform you're watching us from, be it on Facebook, on Twitter, or on YouTube. We shall be able to see your comments live right here, and we can get to interact just like that. This is Ubuntu channel, and I am with my guest, that is Prince Mukupa, who is sharing with us ideas on living within our means. Now, what are the dangers? I know we've spoken about one already, but what are other dangers that you may come across fail to balance up your books and live in just the way as much as you're able to
So, I'm having a bit of a network challenge. I believe you can hear me.
Okay, the line seems bad. I'm not sure if you can hear me.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now. So you are saying, what are the other...
The line seems bad. I'm not sure if you can All right. We seem to be having a challenge with network, as has been the case throughout the program with Prince. But obviously, we are glad that he is back. Prince, can you hear us?
I can hear you, haven't we?
Okay. Uh, just quickly, because of the connectivity issues that we are having, so that we can try and just wind up for the sake of the network, which seems not to be on our side this evening. I was asking you, what are other effects of not living within your.
So the other effect of not living within your means is life, just you as an individual. It doesn't affect your social life. So when
uh, Prince, are you there? Okay. Once again, we have lost our guest. What we're going to do is try to get him back one more time and see if we can be able to have a meaningful conversation with Sir Prince Mokupa, who is sharing some ideas with us on how to live within our means. This is Ubuntu Lifestyle on a Monday, and thank you so much for joining us. Mr. Prince, are you able to hear us this time?
I am able to hear. So yeah, like I was saying, the second gate which we talked about, which you want to leave for fantasy. So now these are the consequences, the other consequences. It gets to affect your social life. So in the social life, what I mean is you have friends, you have people that you mingle with. These are going to trust you because you are all person that is being there. So it's even difficult for people to come and trust you with their money if you want to go and ask from them. And also the other thing is people will think you have money. Why? Because you are always trying to show up, yet not knowing that you have been living in debt. So in that aspect, people will not be help you. They will think you have it all. So like that, you have hindered help coming your way. When everybody thought, this guy has it all. What else can we help him with? So you realize that trust will not be given to you. Nobody wants to trust a person who is so much in debt. And also, people will not come to help. They'll think you have everything that it, to have your life living. And then it's also difficult to give assistance the time when you are in need. So those are the challenges of on the other side of trying to live outside your means.
Okay. Thank you so much for those ideas. Now, we seemingly have been having some issues with connectivity, and it's uh, a little bit affecting the smoothness of this conversation that we are having, and obviously it's very difficult for our viewers for you our viewers to follow through this conversation because of the intermittent network challenges that we are facing currently. So what we're going to do is uh, probably just come to a conclusion with this program, and then we shall bring Mr. Prince back to be with us, uh, hopefully with different network conditions, and we can have a conversation because we feel this conversation is something that is worth talking about, as there's a lot of people out there that are trying to live outside what they're able to produce. So as a result, probably we shall say our goodbyes at this point in time, and then we shall look to bring Mr. Prince back on the show so that we can continue the conversation like I have said. This has been Ubuntu Lifestyle on a Monday. Apologies for prematurely ending the program, but it's due to circumstances beyond our control, as we would say. This has been Lawrence Mulungu. Also, speaking on behalf of Prince Mukupa, who was our guest today, and also the technician behind behind the controls, that is Mr. Emmanuel Nkunika. Good night.